Meeting to order. Roll call.
Ms. Spears? Here. Mr. Vanek?
Here.
Mr. Brown, sorry. Jeez.
Here.
Mr. Chauncey?
Here.
Mr. Custer?
Here.
Mr. Johnston?
Here.
Ms. Lugo? Mr. Staborski?
Here.
Mr. Valesky?
Here. Let's rise for a moment of silence for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing, please. Thank you. You may be seated. We're going to jump ahead tonight to 7B for the roof project on Cambridge Elementary School. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Rather than me get into explaining this to you, we're going to let our solicitor let you know.
That's right.
But we're motioning to table it, and he'll explain the reason why.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Good evening, everybody. We're going to talk a little bit about 7B. So, in conjunction with the business manager, we took a look at all the due diligence documentation that was provided to the district by A.W. Farrell. And as we sit here this evening at a very high level, we weren't able to see that the co-op that Farrell was affiliated with, Choice Partners, actually satisfied the bidding requirements. And so until we can have that issue sorted out, we have recommended to the board to table that. That way there won't be any issues moving forward with the bidding. So that's the reason for that. Certainly the public would have an opportunity to comment on that this evening if they would like to. Thank you.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried. Back to the beginning.
All right, item 3. Resolve PENNCREST Board of School Directors approve the following minutes as listed.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried.
Up next, student representative address. I believe we have our Cambridge Springs representative here tonight.
Good evening, my name is Audrey Bullock and I'm here to update you on what is happening at Cambridge Springs. Recently, junior Kaylin Astor traveled to Penn State main campus to compete in the Pennsylvania State Journalism Competition. There, she earned second place across the entire state in the category Literary Poetry. A huge congratulations to Kaylin, who brought CSHS and the Pitchfork pride. You can read her poem on Cambridge Speaks. Also making it big at States is our robotics club. Team Interstellar, which consists of students Ryan Thayer, Penny Lehner, Peyton Leader, Wesley Radden, Tyson Finley, and Elliot Chafee, took second place overall, also winning Coolest Bot and Best Engineered. They are waiting to hear back about nationals taking place in May, and we wish them the best of luck. Also, congratulations to Team Afterlife, who took 5th place overall. Academics here at CSHS are really soaring, as the results for our team's competitions came out recently. Here are the results. Out of 67 teams competing, Team A, consisting of students Ryan Thayer, Elliot Chafee, Audrey Bullock, and Jackson Newell, placed 7th in the design and build competition, 11th in multiple choice, and 8th in the essay. Team B, consisting of students Peyton Leandro, Moira York, Parker Schmidt, and Tyson Finley, earned 3rd in the design and build competition, 12th in the multiple choice, and 4th in the essay, earning them a spot to compete in nationals in Florida in June. Congratulations to our STEM students for outstanding scores. Our drama club just held auditions for the spring musical. We are hoping to hear more about the upcoming play soon. There is a box in the CSHS office for anyone who would like to donate their solar eclipse glasses to Latin America kids to prepare for their eclipse this year. Prom is scheduled for May 17th and will be held at the Kelly Ballroom. Our boys volleyball team won against Maplewood in 4 sets last Tuesday. Today they are playing away against Cathedral Prep. Our baseball team is scheduled to play Cochranton tomorrow. Our softball team had a big win 6-3 against Sagertown recently. They just played Iroquois tonight at home, as you can tell. And they won with a score of 9-1 with two two-run home runs by Morgan Dutton and 15 strikeouts by Kayla Crawford. The track team will be racing at Fort LaBeouf on Saturday. We wish all of our spring sports players luck this season. This week we are releasing a special Eclipse edition of the Pitchfork. Please continue to keep up with our social media, Cambridge Speaks, to see what is happening in Cambridge Springs daily. We appreciate your involvement. Thank you for your time.
Up next, Mrs. Miller.
Before I begin, I would like to also add congratulations to the Sagertown students who competed at the state journalism competition with us. Kaylin Astor, as you already heard, from our building, and she placed second. And I don't believe I know the places of the 3 Sagertown students, Natalie, Zorian, and I knew I'd forget one. Anyway, it'll come to me later, but they did a great job too. And as I mentioned to you last Monday night, we made it down there and back, and we're okay. So good evening, PENNCREST school board members, administrators, teachers, students, and community members. If we have not met, I am Debbie Miller, president of the PENNCREST Area Education Association. I come tonight, as I often do, feeling blessed to be in PENNCREST. Many times I talk of this and reference our tight-knit and unique communities, or our small schools with small classes and increased opportunities for our students. But today I'm adding to that by thanking this board and the administration for making the awe-inspiring eclipse accessible to all yesterday. As Bonnie Tyler's song says it best, you are part of creating a total eclipse of the heart. First and foremost, I want to thank you for permitting the students and all staff to be home or at their own little watch party to experience this once-in-a-lifetime phenomenon. At about noon, I left the school parking lot, and it was empty. That meant that everyone, students, office staff, teachers, and custodians, were on their way to a prime spot to enjoy it. I will also admit that at first I thought, well, I'm sure this will be nice, blah, 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 you know. But now that I saw it and live to tell about it and saw it in person, my thoughts are more of the variety of, that was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. I mean, I've been blessed to see a whale reaching out of the ocean, or the Badlands, even an Alaska glacier calving, but I can honestly say that this topped even those. And to my point of the total eclipse of the heart, PENNCREST not so long ago would have stuck to the letter of the law, meaning school and work would have gone on without change. But you changed that. You made a bold move to do what was best for our school community as a whole. You made it possible for all not to miss this incredible experience, and I thank you. Now as we move forward into what might feel like those dark 3 minutes of totality, I'm referring to the difficult job of balancing the budget. I hope once again PENNCREST will be choosing to break away from the status quo. With staffing decisions, I hope you decide to do what is best for our students and to be swift to find the best replacements to fill those voids left by retirement. I know there is a time delay that may be present due to the superintendent transition, but I urge you to act thoughtfully yet quickly to ensure the top candidate pool for our district. I also hope that you are able to break from tradition and uphold your fiscal responsibility and hear the report of our business manager, Eckert, when she explains, as she did last week, that if we do our part locally, then our partners at the state level will do theirs. Let PENNCREST be known for meeting the needs of our students and opening the hand of the state budget to the level that our students deserve. I hear Ms. Eckert's words in my head. We essentially are costing our schools money when we don't collect locally the full portion the state expects. In my way of thinking, that sounds like we are leaving money on the table, and that can stop with you. I'm encouraged more than ever by the positive direction our district is going, the contract settlement, the Eclipse decisions, and more. Point to a true desire to do what is best, not what has always been done. Like the eclipse yesterday, let's step out of the dark and back into the light, being confident that we did everything we could to make the future of our communities illuminated from any dark spots in our past. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, up next, we'd like to do our annual winter sports recognitions for teams that have made it through into the state playoffs. I have a list here. I'll call up the coach to speak on their kids, but I'm going to read the whole list off because I'm not seeing a lot of students. I believe a lot of our students are probably out playing baseball and softball, makeup games and whatnot. So I want to recognize every student athlete that was on the team. But then after that, please feel free to come up after I announce those students to give a little talk to about your team. And we have a folder full of certificates up here for each team. So first team to recognize is Cambridge Springs High School boys basketball. Members Latavian Fitzpatrick, Joseph Duda, Devin Lenowitz, Jordan Washington, Ryan Thayer, Parker Schmidt, Tristan Mazadra, sorry if I mess up your names, Darren Peterson, Owen Riley, Noah Holland, Danielle Brown, Nick Fink, Tyson Finley, Gage Lewis, Tyler Trotman, Zeke Carson Smith, Quinn Simmerman, and Dakota Schaefer. That's the Cambridge Springs High School boys basketball team. Coach, if you'd like to come up and say a few words, and you can call your players up to talk to, whatever you want to do.
Be shy, Steve.
So I couldn't be prouder to be their coach. But I'm not the one that played any games. I didn't score any points. So I'm going to let the boys that did all their work also do all the talk as I stand on the sidelines and watch.
Hi, I'm senior basketball player Tyler Troutman. This is Ryan Thayer, Owen Riley, managers Kylie Miller, Peyton Leandro, and my lovely coach, Miss Leandro. And I'd like to thank you on behalf of the basketball team for coming out and everyone here in attendance for recognizing us as we had a very successful season this year. I'm just going to give you a rundown on how the season went for us, setbacks, adversity, and how we prevailed from that. So, our also very successful football team took a little while to return to us as they were also in the state playoffs, which gave us a tough loss in overtime to Lakeview at the start. They just got back about a day before, and so that was a rough loss for us. We then followed it up with 2 weeks later, a 2-point loss to Corey, and then not long after that, a region loss to Eisenhower in overtime. A lot of big setbacks. I believe every setback that we had brought us closer together as a team. And we came back strong. We won some big games right after that, beating 3A Greenville and 3A Cache, much bigger schools than us. And we beat them in a big way without a couple players. We beat Cache without myself and senior Tristan Mazzadra. We were both out with injuries. And guys stepped in, filled our roles, and got the job done. And at that point, I believe that we were on top of the world. We had a lot of confidence in us, maybe too much confidence. We went into Sagertown and took a whooping. We got beat by our backyard rival, and it's nothing worse. But that also, like I had said at the start, I believe all our losses and all the adversity brought us together. The next morning, Saturday practice, 8 to 10 a.m. like always, and an eerie mood. No one was talking, no one was happy to be there. Everyone was down in the dumps, but that changed entirely after that practice. That practice, I believe, was our best practice of the year. We mended as a team. We worked harder than I think we ever have. And I believe personally that we probably have some of the harder practices, and probably anywhere close to here. But yeah, that Sagertown loss, to me, as much as it hurt in the moment, I believe it was the best thing that could have ever happened to us. I think that loss propelled us and made us exceed for the rest of the season. We ended up winning out the rest of our season. We lost a game right before we went to the state playoffs to a very good Hickory school. And we went into the playoffs and got the opportunity to play Sagertown in the first round. Not often do two region teams get to play in the first round, especially backyard rivals. So we went in there with a chip on our shoulder, got the job done, and it felt amazing. And I believe everyone on the team will agree that that first loss to Sagertown is the reason that we ended up where we were in the state playoffs at the end of the year. We then carried on to beat Mercer and advanced to the district finals. And from here, I'm going to pass it off to Senior Ryan Thayer to tell you more about that.
Hello, board. My name is Ryan Thayer. I'm a senior member of the basketball team. Coach sent me up here specifically to talk about the last two games of our season, the D10 finals against Iroquois and the state playoff game against West Shamokin. Starting with the D10 finals, we fought tooth and nail to get there, as Tyler was explaining. It wasn't our best showing. We got alley-ooped on, which was cool to watch from the sideline, but it kind of sucked. The fans showed up, though, and that proved that we were a class act, as the other coaches that we faced and destroyed described. Moving on to the state playoffs, off that hard loss, it was against West Shamokin. We had the rare opportunity to play at home. That was pretty important to us. The entire team was pretty stoked about it, but Coach got a call in the morning, 9:30 I think, that the roof was leaking onto the court, which was a big issue, and they were trying to move the game to Sagertown, which I can promise you the team would not have been very happy about that. And Coach called around asking if anybody could fix it. Janitors, principal, nobody was answering because it was 9:30 in the morning. So we eventually got up onto the roof, saw the issue, and lo and behold, Mr. Staborski and Mr. Brown on the board were up on the roof with us fixing the roof, which I'm saying this in the sincerest way. Thank you. That meant a lot to the team, and that shows that you do care about what happens in your community. Thank you. So after that loss, we held with them for a very long time, but we lost. That set our record as 18-8, which was pretty good, considering that 4 of those losses were by 2 points or less. So it could have, yeah, we were very close to having an extremely, extremely good record. I think that's all that I have written down, so thank you for your time, and thank you for supporting our team.
congratulations again on a good season. Our next team for state qualifying was the Maplewood High School girls basketball team. Who's coach here tonight? I think so. So the members of the Maplewood High School girls basketball team were Lily Stevenson, Jocelyn Blake, Savannah O'Hara, Ren Post, Maggie Means, Janelle Beck, Ariana Palmero, Erilyn Madden, Jora Oliva, Madison O'Hara, Sheila Despenes, Raylan Coel, Madison Bannock, and Ella Frazier. Again, those were the members of the Maplewood High School girls basketball team state qualifiers this year. Congratulations on a great season. At Cambridge Springs High School, wrestling, Northwest Regional qualifiers, we had Brody Beck, who's coach here tonight, or Brody. Congratulations on your efforts this year. And then finally, we had the girls wrestling program out of Sagertown. We had Casey Mook and Leah Sample qualify for states. And I don't believe I see either of those there or the coaches for that. Oh, well, there you are. Would you like to come up and say anything about your season, or would you rather not? I don't want to put you on the spot, but since you're here.
We had a pretty good season altogether since it's so new, but my season was very hard with gallbladder problems and a concussion in states, second day. But getting into states, I definitely saw very, very different people compared to what I'm used to. But I had to wrestle against girls all the way across the other side of the state that I haven't seen, and it was a lot different compared to over here. They're very experienced. First match, I won by like 2 points. It wasn't good. It was a very bad match of mine, I would say. But I wrestled against, my next match I wrestled against the girl who won the whole tournament, so that put me in consies. And from there, I had a match that really cost it all, and it was determining if I was placing or not. And I won, luckily. But after that, when I was warming up, I got my head thumped pretty hard. I got a concussion, and I wrestled with it. Shouldn't have, but yeah, it was different in the moment. And I just lost from there. Wasn't my best decisions, but can't change the past. Just gotta look out for the future. And I got 8th, and Casey got 4th. So I think we did pretty good for it being such a new sport.
Yep. Thank you. Okay, congratulations. Sagertown girls, one of our first wrestling programs in the area for girls. We were out in front of that a few years back, and to have 2 young ladies go in place and stand on the podium is a great thing for the sport. Also for Sagertown High School wrestling, under boys wrestling, the Northwest Regional qualifier there was Carter Beck. So congratulations to Carter on a successful season. And congratulations to all our principals. I'll send the certificates to your building so you can hand them out to the kids. Okay, back onto the agenda. Also, student athletes, if you're inclined and you would like to leave, don't feel ashamed about getting up and leaving, or you can stay for the whole meeting. I know you're probably wanting to study on this nice warm evening. If you'd like, you're more than welcome to leave. Don't feel like you'll upset us. But you're welcome to stay too. Up next, we have registered citizens' comments. There are none registered, so now if there are any citizens' comments on agenda items that weren't registered, please, if there are, walk up to the podium and state your township residence.
Debbie Miller, Rockdale Township. I would just like to speak to the news that we got straight from the microphone tonight about the bid, as I understood, or barely could hear it, Cambridge Springs roof. Something was not correct or whatever with that. Please, if you have a chance in this meeting, disclose a little bit about that. These people have been in this attendance area. It's probably the understatement of the year to say that they have been waiting and waiting for these improvements to happen to this campus. And please at least tell them a timeline, some way that this is going to be rectified so that I realize that, we don't want our school board to enter in a contract that could be illegal in some way or anything like that. But we need answers of when is this going to be taken care of so that school can start next fall with all those repairs that were promised. Thank you.
Do you want me to answer that? Yeah, so that's a great question. I'm happy to provide a little bit of clarity. The last thing that we want to do is provide any confusion on this issue. So I really want to extend a huge thank you to the business manager for even drawing this to our attention. It's definitely not an issue that is a small issue. And so whenever you're dealing with the procurement code and bidding requirements without getting into all the mundane details, you really want to make sure that you're following all those guidelines to the letter of the law, and that's really what our job as the solicitor is to do, to provide the district with the best legal advice that we can. And so we're going to try to rectify it as soon as possible. I do want to say for the public, I've had a lot of really pleasant conversations with the folks at Farrell to make sure that we get the documentation that we need. And if for some reason we don't get the documentation, to move forward as quickly as possible with the next best option, and I explained all that to the board in a very detailed fashion in executive session. But this isn't, a situation where anyone's trying to say that these repairs aren't going to occur. It's really just making sure that you get through all the administrative red tape, which isn't a lot of fun to deal with at times, but that's really the nature of the issue.
Any further comments from the community? Okay, we'll move into the agenda then. Education report. Resolved that the PENNCREST Board of School Directors approve the student athletic travel as listed for the Cambridge High School boys volleyball.
So moved. Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried.
6B, resolved PENNCREST Board of School Directors approve the student travel as listed for the Cambridge Springs High School History Club.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried.
6C, resolved PENNCREST Board of School Directors approve for Maplewood High School to apply for grants for Maplewood High School students to attend the Manufacturing Assistance Center out of Pitt Titusville in the spring of 2025.
So moved. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried.
6D, resolved PENNCREST Board of School Directors approve the attached resources and materials in accordance with Policy 109, GeoGebra Classic app.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried.
6E, resolved PENNCREST Board of School Directors approve to issue a diploma to the Crawford County Correctional Facility student.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried.
6F, resolved that the PENNCREST Board of School Directors approve the attached dual enroll agreement with Cedarville University.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same. Motion carried.
6G, resolve PENNCREST Board of School Directors approve the attached affiliation agreement with Western Governors University.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried.
6H, resolve that the PENNCREST Board of School Directors approve the attached Intermediate Unit 5 Language Instructional Supervisory Services.
So moved. Second.
A motion and a second. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried.
Facilities, 7A, resolve the PENNCREST Board of School Directors approve the attached quote from the Cure Company for the additional scope of work to Cambridge Springs High School Phase 4 project at a cost of $1,908,275 with an owner contingency of $120,365 to a total project of $2,028,640 PA Co-Stars.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried.
7B was tabled earlier. Item 7C, resolve PENNCREST Board of School Directors approve the listed contract student transportation drivers.
So moved. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried.
Financial report, resolve PENNCREST Board of School Directors approve the attached treasurer's reports.
So moved. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried.
8B, resolve the PENNCREST Board of School Directors approve the payment of the attached disbursements from the funds listed.
So moved. Second.
Motion and a second. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried.
8C, resolve the PENNCREST Board of School Directors approve the attached budget transfers for March.
So moved. Second.
A motion and a second. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried.
8D, resolve the PENNCREST Board of School Directors approve the attached 24-25 Crawford County Career and Tech Center budget in the amount of $5,256,023 for the operating budget and $715,550 for the debt service budget, for a total of $5,971,573. PENNCREST estimated share is $2,078,193 and $218,958 for a total of $2,297,152 for an enrollment of 206 students.
So moved. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried.
8E, resolve PENNCREST Board of School Directors approve the attached addendum to extend the current contract with Woodring Security for the 24-25 school year.
So moved. Second.
Any comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. I have to abstain because I still work with them, so.
Okay, item 9, personnel report. I'll be asking for a consent agenda, for asking for approval of items 9A up to and including 9G.
So moved. Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carried.
Back over for new business. New business, there's none listed. All right. On to announcements. The board met for executive session on April 2nd and 9th. for personnel and legal issues. And then finally from me, we have our monthly comments. The PENNCREST School District is very proud of our students and staff's achievements and efforts. Following items are just a sampling of the many things that help to make PENNCREST a great positive educational community. Please visit each school's website or official social media sites for updates and happenings throughout our district and community. First, multiple PENNCREST students have performed well in the state journalism competition recently. Kaylin Astor, CSHS, took second place in literary poetry. From Sagertown High School, the following students competed as well: Natalie Slee, editorial cartoon; Zorian Edwards, broadcast script writing; and Kaylee Reynolds, literary magazine artwork. They represented PENNCREST well. From Cambridge Springs schools, at Cambridge Springs High School, several students from the robotics program took second place overall recently for best engineered and coolest bot at Robobots competition held recently at Meadville High School. Cambridge Springs Elementary School also recently hosted a solar eclipse family night, providing multiple opportunities for families to engage in this local phenomenon. At Maplewood Schools, Maplewood Junior Senior High School will be hosting its May Show evening, May 7th, 2024 at Maplewood High School. Maplewood Elementary School will be hosting its Title I STEM Family Night on April 11th from 6 to 7:30 at the elementary school. And then from Sagertown Schools, Sagertown Junior Senior High School will be hosting its Arts and Academic Night, May 22nd, 2024 at Sagertown High School. The Sagertown Elementary School and Maplewood Elementary School parent-teacher organizations are bringing the Harlem Wizards to Maplewood High School Gymnasium on April 16th at 7 p.m. Come for a fun family night to see some of your favorite teachers show off their hoop skills against the Wizards. And then finally, from the teaching ranks, as of the month of March, the following teachers have earned perfect attendance at school. Mrs. Giroux, Mr. Nesbitt, Mrs. Wachowski, and Mr. Jovic have not missed any school days this year. Congratulations and way to lead the way by example. Again, please visit each school's website or official social media sites for even more updates and happenings throughout our great district. Thank you. Next we have public comment. We have one registered citizen, Ms. Lipke from Richmond Township.
Good evening. I'm Betty Litke from Richmond Township. I'm a parent of 2 Maplewood graduates and a retired PENNCREST educator with 10 years as an elementary classroom teacher and 16 years as a librarian. I would like to wish you all a happy School Library Month and ask you to please think about our district libraries as budget costs are being reviewed. PENNCREST libraries have already been cut to being almost non-existent. Student access was limited when I left, and it's very limited right now. I believe that it's my understanding that the library books haven't been purchased for a few years, so I hope you would consider allowing the librarians to once again purchase books for the libraries and submit requests and orders throughout the school year. Many books are published during the year, and students look forward to continuations of series, books by favorite authors, and the newest Newbery and Caldecott Award winners. The books in the libraries could and should be an integral part of curriculum support. To create lifelong learners, we need to give students the opportunity to become lifelong readers, giving them access to reading materials that they find enjoyable, interesting, and relevant, in addition to curriculum-related options. As the author Kate DiCamillo said, reading should not be presented to children as a chore or a duty. It should be offered to them as a precious gift. I'm also here to share 2 books with each of the elementary libraries in honor of School Library Months. The books were recommended reading by a friend. I enjoyed both those books and felt they'd be nice additions to an elementary library. So of course my first choice was PENNCREST Elementary Libraries. Both books are by author Aya Kahil, and they go together. The Arabic Quilt, which is an immigrant story, is a story about a 3rd grader who moves to a new school and just wants to be like all the other kids so she can fit in and make friends. Any child who has moved to a new school can relate to that. The Great Banned Books Bake Sale has the same characters and setting, but deals with the third graders not understanding, excuse me, why some library books are no longer available. There's been a lot of discussion about this recently, and children often hear much more than we think they do. So it's important to explain the things that they might not quite understand. This book does a nice job doing that. I looked up policy 109.2 to make sure the books would be acceptable. If I understand it correctly, librarians must submit any materials request along with 11 criteria to substantiate the appropriateness excuse me, of those materials to their building principals by April 1st. And after their review, the order moves to the assistant superintendent and to the board of school directors for their initial review. Final note on the materials is not until the July meeting. That means that any book published after April 1st, 2024 will not be available to students until the fall of 2025. That's almost 1.5 years. Well, anyways, I started filling in the required criteria information, but stopped after 30+ minutes when I had only finished 4 of 11 of the required criteria information, and it was just for the first book. So in my humble opinion, perhaps you might reconsider the usefulness and the time required to explain each of those 11 criteria for every single book in the materials request, not to mention the time the principals, the assistant superintendent, and board members must spend reading and verifying that information. A lot of time, thought, and research goes into selecting materials and putting together an order before it is submitted by your librarians, because that's what they are trained to do. So in closing, I hope that you will accept this donation and consider the importance of the PENNCREST libraries. Libraries may be the spark that ignites our students' love for reading and learning. Thank you for your time and for your service to our district. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Here's where I get my first one. No. Leave these here for your consideration. Thank you. Thank you.
Are there any non-registered citizens wishing to address the board? Please state your name and township residence, please.
Tanner Hanold, Steuben Township. So I'm here to represent Central States Commercial Roofing. We're a local roofing company. I'm the general manager. But I go through my stepkids' school, Maplewood, and see buckets, garbage cans, towels all over. And I just wonder if there's something that I can do to help with the problem that they have there. I know there's different things you got to go through to be able to put a bid in for a school, but I'd love to be able to provide something for my kids' school to help them not have to worry about stepping in water, or like here at Cambridge Springs, missing, possibly a state game. So, I mean, we're local, live in the area, the owner lives on Maplewood Road, but I definitely want to be able to provide opportunity to maybe put a bid in if there's something we can do, to get the roofs taken care of. Because I see past 2 years, I mean, it seems like the same buckets are in the same areas. So I just want to see if there's anything we can do to help you guys. We'd love to do it. So I can give an email and leave some cards here for you guys if you want. I don't know. First time I've been to a school board meeting, so don't know how it all goes. Just wanted to let you know where you are here, and we are a local company. Pay the taxpayers, pay tax here, and just like to see something local instead of an out-of-state company possibly, or out of township. But, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Any additional citizens? Hearing none, I'll turn it back over to you, Mr. Johnson.
Motion to adjourn.
Can I just, one comment, one brief comment? Just a brief comment that we do have a policy committee meeting coming up, and the library is one of our first focuses. So there will be changes in the policies for the library, and its importance needs to be lifted up, I believe. And secondly, at the executive meeting, we all agreed as a board that the staff's names and their salary should be removed from the website after talking to the incoming superintendent. So that was decided, and it will be removed from the website very soon. Thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Board will be reconvening back to the library to finish the executive session.